All right, what's up? This might be the start of a new YouTube series. I don't know. Uh, yeah, it's probably gonna start out pretty shitty. Hopefully, it gets better from here. It might get worse. I don't fucking know. All right, but basically, what my idea for this would be is that I'm gonna talk with Grok about whatever it is that I want to talk about, explore any idea that I want to, and so I'm kind of just gonna hop right into it. With this right here, I've been wanting to explore the idea of well, the government is rescheduling marijuana to decriminalize it further. Well, I mean, now it's available for medical use, but we're gonna ask Grok about that. We're gonna actually get the details on that. We're gonna see what it does, and I'm gonna be a little speculative about what what effects that will have, what effects that'll mean, or what it might signal about the economy and what's being predicted by the administration. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. All right, what's up, Ara? So, the Trump administration has just made something happen with marijuana classification. Yeah, it's been rescheduled. So, could you clear that up for us?
Yeah, so just a few days ago, on December 18th, Trump signed an executive order telling the DOJ and DEA to hurry up and finish moving marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. It's not officially rescheduled yet. The final rule still has to get published, but this basically kicks it into high gear and makes it pretty much a done deal soon. Big picture, it recognizes marijuana has legit medical uses, makes research way easier, and could help cannabis businesses with banking and taxes. But federally, recreational weed is still illegal. No full legalization here. States with legal pot aren't suddenly changing anything overnight.
Okay, so this is maybe what would it look like if they were trying to legalize it federally, like how alcohol is? Would this be what the first step would probably be or look like?
Nah, rescheduling to Schedule 3 is not a step toward full legalization like alcohol. It's actually the opposite path. Alcohol and tobacco are completely unscheduled, they're not controlled substances at all. To get weed treated like booze federally, Congress has to pass a new law that just takes it out of the Controlled Substances Act entirely, descheduling, or at least drop it to Schedule 5 with almost no restrictions. Rescheduling to 3 keeps it a controlled substance forever. Doctors can prescribe it. You'd buy it at pharmacies, not dispensaries. No recreational sales without a prescription, and the feds still treat it like a drug with abuse potential.
What is Schedule 5?
Schedule 5 is the lightest touch on the controlled substances list. Think low dose codeine cough syrup or Lamitil for diarrhea. It means the drug has accepted medical use, super low risk of abuse or dependence, and you can basically buy it over the counter with maybe a quick ID check at the pharmacy. No prescription needed most times, no strict doctor involvement, and way fewer federal hoops for research or business. If we'd ever hit Schedule 5, it'd be treated like mild meds, not a big deal controlled substance.
Okay, so obviously it being scheduled to Schedule 3 would be a step towards that direction at least. Now, okay, now also if it's getting researched more, that might open up the path to Congress if enough is found out about weed that would allow it to be accepted, then Congress would be more likely to open that up, right?
Not really. Schedule 3 actually locks it in as a prescription only medicine forever. And that makes full alcohol style legalization harder, not easier. Here's why. Once it's officially Scheduled 3, the FDA gets permanent control over marijuana as an approved drug. Big Pharma would love that because they can patent FDA approved versions, like Epidiolex already is, and keep selling them through pharmacies. Any push to fully deschedule it later would mean taking a huge revenue stream away from pharmaceutical companies and the FDA's authority. So those lobbies would fight it tooth and nail. Plus, under international treaties we signed, if something's in Schedule 1 to 4, we're kind of stuck keeping at least some federal controls. The only clean way to get to legal like alcohol is for Congress to just remove it from the schedules completely. And rescheduling to 3 doesn't help that bill get votes. It actually gives politicians an easy out. Look, we already fixed it, it's medicine now. Problem solved. So, yeah, more research is great and will happen faster after rescheduling. But politically, it's more likely to cement the medical only model than grease the wheels for full legalization.
Okay, now is that still a step towards Schedule 5 or Schedule 4 and then Schedule 5?
Not quite. Dropping from Schedule 3 to 4 or 5 isn't automatic. Each jump needs a whole new scientific review by the DEA, HHS, and maybe the FDA, with public comments and court fights. It's super slow, like years per step, and only happens if new data shows lower abuse risk or more medical proof.
Okay, now that's pretty unlikely because well, there is quite an abuse risk with marijuana, isn't there?
Well, abuse risk is kind of subjective with weed. Technically, yeah, there's dependency potential. About 9% of users develop issues, mostly mild, like cravings or sleep trouble. But it's way lower than stuff in schedules 2 through 5, like opioids or benzos, where addiction hits hard and fast. The thing is, when DEA schedules, they look at data like overdose deaths. Marijuana's got zero fatal ODs on record, and how easy it is to misuse. Problem? Weed's already everywhere, so abuse risk gets real political quick. If enough studies show it's safer than, say, alcohol, which kills thousands yearly, Congress or the DEA could still nudge it to I or even V down the line. But don't hold your breath. Big money in medical weed means they might keep it comfy in 3 forever, calling it medicine while ignoring the rec crowd.
All right, now let's take an optimistic view. However, anyways, let's say for instance that it is in fact going that direction where eventually it will be legalized. All right, I want to explore how that might affect the economy or what that might signal about the economy as a whole. So, okay, if we have more individuals using weed, okay, how are those individuals going to be affected? And how is that going to contribute or take away from the economy?
Short version, more people openly using weed, especially medical, tends to help the economy more than hurt it. And the signals right now are pretty positive. On the plus side, cannabis industry is already a $35 billion beast in the US, employing over 550,000 people in growing, retail, testing labs, etc. Schedule 3 makes banking normal, lets companies deduct expenses on taxes. The infamous 28E rule dies, and suddenly these businesses can borrow, expand, and hire like regular
All right,
companies.
that's not what I'm interested in. Actually, what I'm more interested in is if you have individuals out there working other jobs, what does that say? No, my bad. How do they contribute the economy if they are being influenced by weed? So, does it improve sleep quality? Does it make people more creative? Does it do any other things like that? So you probably see the gist. You probably have the gist of what I'm trying to talk about here.
All right, got it. You're asking about everyday folks toking up on the side while holding down regular jobs, and how that weed use ripples into their productivity and the bigger economy picture. Short answer, it could boost things in some ways, drag in others, but overall, studies lean toward net positive if used smartly. For sleep, yeah, THC knocks some people out quick, helping insomniacs crash faster and stay asleep longer. So next day, they're sharper at work, less zombie like. Less stress means fewer sick days, right? That alone saves companies billions in absenteeism. Creativity wise,
That's
it's
actually really
mixed.
good right there.
Low doses spark divergent thinking, like brainstorming wild ideas for marketing or coding, making folks more innovative in creative fields. But
Marketing
high
and
doses,
coding.
foggy
Coding,
brain, scattered
coding, I
focus,
think is going
so
to be good.
coders or drivers might goof up. Think artists or writers getting that flow state, while accountants lose track of numbers.
Now
Uh,
here's the thing with the coding. You brought up people messing up. Well, all right, how does AI play into this mix? Because AI doesn't have an attention issue.
AI could totally shift how we look at weed's effects on folks at work. Since AI doesn't zone out or get foggy like humans might on a puff, it can step in where cannabis might cause hiccups, like crunching numbers for a stoner accountant or analyzing data for a creative whose brain's in la la land. It boosts productivity by handling the boring, repetitive stuff, so workers can lean into their strengths. For example, an AI could manage schedules to match peak focus times after someone's hit the hay better, thanks to Weed's sleep aid. It could even track how different strains affect job performance anonymously, helping companies tailor policies. Plus, AI driven apps might guide safe dosing to avoid that too high to function vibe, keeping folks
Hmm.
sharp. Economy wise, it means less downtime, more innovation, and maybe even new jobs in AI cannabis tech, like personalized high trackers or virtual reality weed breaks. Overall,
All right. Maybe that's a little optimistic here. So, all right. Here's what I'm wondering: if uh, if we are trying to get the economy to boom, all right, innovation might be the big thing, and AI seems to be massive for this because it makes it so where one person is a force multiplier with AI. And what we really need is new, brilliant ideas to be instantiated. Less so the people who come into work every single day, like really disciplined folk. I think that that is a factory past, whereas now we're going to see robotics and AI replace that factory discipline. Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think you're onto something solid there. AI absolutely turns one sharp mind into a powerhouse, letting them tackle big picture stuff instead of grinding through routine. Weed, if it loosens up creativity without wrecking focus, could fit right in, fueling those wild, breakthrough ideas robots can't dream up yet. Picture engineers toking a bit, then using AI to prototype inventions overnight. Less need for factory drones means folks chase passion projects, sparking startups and real innovation booms. But here's the flip: gotta watch for too many half baked highs, leading to flaky execution. AI helps there, though, by catching sloppy code or math before it tanks a launch. So, yeah, blend them smart, and we ditch the 9 to 5 grind for a creativity fueled economy.
Well, does it seem like we're actually leaning that direction? Like, does it seem like the economy is going that direction already?
Yeah, man, we're already deep into that shift. Look around. Companies are slashing middle management and back office jobs left and right, but they're pouring cash into AI tools and keeping the creative weirdos who can actually invent stuff. Remote work blew up. 4-day weeks are popping at places like Microsoft Japan. They saw 40% productivity jumps. And you've got startups where 5 stone looking dudes in hoodies, plus a couple GPUs, are outbuilding corporations that used to need thousands of people. Venture money's chasing exactly this: one genius plus AI equals a factory full of disciplined workers. Even the stock market's pricing it. Nvidia's worth more than most countries because it's the pickaxe in this gold rush. So, yeah, the old butts and seats, show up on time economy is dying fast. We're barreling toward a world where the winners are the ones who can dream big, stay loosely focused, and let AI handle the grunt. Weed or no weed, that train's already left the station.
Now, see, it's my thought too that that was AI. We're going to see that boom. AI is not going anywhere, and it's only getting stronger. It's only making people more capable. So that is kind of what I wanted to hit on. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't just smoking a pipe dream. You know what I mean? So that's one reason why I bring a lot of ideas to and put them through AI. So, well, if this gets put public, then feel free to comment what you think. Yeah, I might just be smoking too much. I'm just kidding. I don't smoke. Anyways, if you're watching this, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it.